Welcome back to the channel.
So we're kind of getting a day ahead of ourselves, but we wanted to include you in on everything that is going on.
Yeah, hurricane's barreling towards us and we got a travel day coming up.
So it's just the luck of the draw and how things go. So if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you follow us.
Come get lost with us. Starting our travel video a day early because we are in the eye of a hurricane. So we've dealt with the Microsoft issue this year, as well as we outran a hurricane actually earlier this year too, but it was a smaller one. We're in the mountains of North Georgia right now and it's pouring down rain. Probably 2 or 3 minutes ago, all of those leaves on the road there and in the yard were actually gone. My father blew the leaves this morning, so it was all clear. Those are all from the last blowing of the thunderstorm. It's crazy here, and you can see the water's already backing up in the drain over there. The road is covered with leaves. I don't know what tonight's gonna bring. We're gonna keep an eye on the news and stuff, but we may not be able to travel at all tomorrow. I guess we'll see when that kind of comes around, but it'll be an interesting day, and it's gonna be an interesting evening finding out if we're gonna go down to Atlanta, because we do have a 2-hour drive down to Atlanta, and then we get to the airport, so we're not really sure. The Atlanta airport hasn't really announced anything regarding cancellations, and Delta just said that you can rebook without a fee, which we were somewhat waiting for, but we don't really know. If we can make it out tomorrow morning, we'd rather do that, but we'll see. I gotta get moving. There's a hummingbird trying to get to the hummingbird feeder here. It's right there. He's trying to get to the feeder. What's your thoughts so far on the hurricane stuff?
Well, Delta just announced in like the last hour, they finally put Atlanta Airport under the umbrella of potential to be affected for travel through October 1st. So we do now have the option to rebook our flight ahead of time without having any change fees. Usually if you're changing to another flight, if there's a price difference, Delta will charge you. However, because it's inclement weather and they're already expecting some issues, we can change to another flight within our same class without any change in price. So they just announced that in the last hour. So thankfully that does cover us if tomorrow we get up and the weather's even worse. We've already had a couple of rainstorms come through this afternoon already that had the trees a-blowing, and you can't really tell when you go outside that his dad blew all the leaves this morning, because the leaves are right back where they were. So we're just gonna keep an eye on the weather and see how things go, so stick around.
We started our journey. This is what it looks like. Dark and watery.
Foggy.
And foggy. So it's about 5:45. We got out a little late, but we're heading to the airport. Hopefully we'll get there, we'll get on our flight and everything will be smooth. But come get lost with us as we try. So last night before we went to bed, we checked this morning with the Delta app as well as the airport. Nothing is closed, nothing has been canceled. It looks like the brunt of the storm is gonna start hitting around the time our flight is supposed to go though. So hopefully it goes smoothly. We will see. I don't really know. It's gonna be a chaotic day one way or the other. I hope that it's canceled before we check our bags in. That's my hope if it does get canceled. If not, I hope it just goes smoothly to LA.
Because we have a 2.5-hour drive to get there, and we're gonna try and beat rush hour, so we've still got a little bit of time for them to potentially cancel it. And schools are canceled, most of the businesses are closed in Atlanta for today, but the Atlanta airport seems to be business as usual.
Yep. So we'll see how it all turns out. Cross your fingers. We made it down to Atlanta almost. We've got about 30 minutes or so left till we get to the airport. I've checked both of the flights. The one that's leaving today right now at 7:20 to go to LAX from Atlanta is on the runway right now, but it hasn't left and it was supposed to leave like 10 minutes ago. But if you've ever been to Atlanta, it does take you a while sometimes when you get on the runway to leave, so that's not really surprising. Hopefully that gets off. The plane that's coming, the Delta app says it's en route, but then when I look at the flight tracker website and stuff like that, it says that it is still departing. It hasn't actually got to the runway or left yet, so I don't know if that one's coming or not, but that's kind of a minor concern at the moment. We'll see if the one from Atlanta to LAX actually gets off the ground, and I think that will be a good sign telling us one way or the other how the morning's at least gonna go. Macy's excited about her drive.
This weather sucks.
This is rush hour traffic in Atlanta this morning, so it does seem like people in Atlanta are taking this seriously. We haven't hit too many hiccups so far.
Thank God.
Yeah, right. One less thing we have to worry about. But we're getting there.
We're almost there.
Yeah. Yeah, we've made it to parking. We found our spot.
We're in 8, I think.
Yeah.
10 something.
Yeah.
They'll give us a card.
They'll give us a car. We're waiting for
Comes
the red van, and then we head out. This is insane. We have to go all the way back here to get all the way back to the front area back there. This is insane. This is, they just call this a high flow day. What in the heck is going on? This is where the line has stopped so far. We're hoping we're in the right line for clear. We will find out. This is
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. This is insane, y'all. This is
the worst we've seen
insane. Yeah. Look at this mass of people, y'all. This is the mass of people, and this is just the TSA pre-check stuff. So if you're not TSA pre-check, you have an even longer line on the other side. This is crazy. You gotta clear with TSA pre-check. They have one of those spin light things here, where it like spins and puts the ATL over it. That's an interesting use of airport dollars. Made it through TSA. Took an hour.
Yeah, that was probably the worst we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, definitely one of the longest TSAs we've had ever.
Yeah.
Now we're heading to A gate.
Yeah.
Made it onto the plane train. Made it to the gate. A5. Macy's grabbing a bagel. It was funny, we were in line, the bagel line was kind of long, and this lady tried to cut in front and go to the end where they give the orders out. I'm like, I just want a plain bagel. Can I just order that here? People. You gotta wait in line like everybody else. I get it's busy, and it does kind of stink it's so busy, but we're stuck here all together. But our flight leaves. We start boarding at 10 something. Right now there's one for Providence here, and I'm gonna check in a little bit to see if our flight's on the way. I'm gonna keep waiting. So our plane just got here. They're unloading from
Houston.
Houston, yeah, it's Texas. I was gonna say Texas. They go here from Houston. So good sign so far. It's at the gate.
Got about 40 minutes, I think, give or take, till we board.
Yeah.
Maybe 30, I'm not quite sure. I think we boarded around 10:45, so.
So how was your TSA pre-check experience when you actually got to the scanners and stuff? Everything go smoothly?
The clear machines didn't read my face, and I had to do my fingerprints.
Same here.
And he was behind me, and he got through security before I did.
Yeah. The thing at the machines is they have like 4, and then you have to push it forward, but the backs always go first, and then the back kept going. So it was just, I got lucky that mine went 2 off, and then I got to go.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
Like,
I had to wait for at least 6 people.
Well, I randomly got selected to give them my driver's license too with Claire, which is not a big deal. But then when I tried to give her my driver's license, she's like, no, honey, we don't need that. And then I'm like, he said back there that you do. Oh, you do. But you got to wait for me to ask for it. Oh, okay.
What?
Why do I always get yelled at for things that you shouldn't yell at? Just be like, oh, thank you.
I'll hold on to it till I'm ready for it. Thanks for being prepared.
Yeah. It's crazy. But it was a crazy TSA. So we're at the gate, and the last
really tell if that was like an airplane taking off or thunder.
So we're at the gate, and I don't know, I think it's an airplane. But it was to like Connecticut, I think. And at least 20 people showed up late. They were running there, and they're like, it's already closed, it's already gone. So,
All right,
good morning.
yeah, I think TSA is really hurting people today.
555 going to Las
It's
Vegas.
not us.
My name is Patrick, along with the lovely Billy.
Yeah, we could be going to Vegas.
We're going to be your agents for the day.
One of these days we'll get back there. But we're gonna wait and see how this goes, and hopefully our plane takes off.
We got a departure time.
Macy just noted that we're gonna be flying Con Air this evening, which is kind of interesting because it was also, I believe, in a storm or something too that caused that to have an issue. This is a first for us. What'd you say?
I said it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me either. I just find it fascinating. This is the first time it's ever happened.
So you can see everybody everybody's starting to line up because, you know, nobody can actually wait till their boarding group is actually called. But we're zone 1, so we're probably going to get up in the next couple of minutes and join the masses.
Oh, made it onto the jet bridge. Now we're just walking up. Still moving forward. Almost on a plane, y'all. Almost on a plane. You can see that nastiness in the distance, but we do have our seats, so hopefully everything goes smooth out. Got our fit check. I got some good space. Macy, of course, has her legs crossed, but she just likes to rub it in. We backed out. Now we're just sitting here.
In the middle of the plane. In the event of an evacuation,
I'm hoping everything goes smoothly. Something weird too is our bags got thrown on the plane before us too when we checked in. So our bags are already on the way to LA. So if we don't make it out, we're kind of screwed when it comes to getting our bags back. Here we go. Look at all that water. I guarantee you once we get up, we're gonna go right in the clouds. For about the first hour, we're going to have some turbulence. We'll see, but we're definitely going in the clouds. Oh, man, we're in clouds. Look at that. I think this is part of the hurricane. Last night we got hit with like another front that was coming from the north. Probably only about 20 minutes or so into the flight, and the clouds have already cleared up. Look how beautiful it looks. You can tell back that way there's something brewing behind us. Whew. Look at how gorgeous this is. Oh, there's even an airfield down there. You can kind of see it. Yeah, it's just past town. We're about 3 hours and 10 minutes away, so it's been about 50 minutes in flight. Not too bad turbulence-wise. Almost time for our meal. Got the plates up. So here's my open-faced sandwich. It smells really good. This is interesting looking. See? And I got a sweet water for my drink. I am gonna dig in and I'll let you know. Here's what Nacy's looks like.
I got the southern chicken salad, and honestly, by the description, it wasn't like 100% sure if this was like a salad or like a mayonnaise-based salad, but I actually think this is gonna be tasty. And it comes with crackers. We've got a banana cheesecake and potato salad, and that's my dressing. Yep.
Yours looks tasty too. Good. This chef is amazing. The open face sandwich was definitely kind of like a barbecue rib mixture. Oh, it was really good. The salad dressing for the salad was rich and tangy. It was kind of like an olive oil based one that was really good. And this cheesecake is phenomenal. And everything has been great. This is probably the second best meal. I think just the rib one is a little bit better. But this is amazing. And Nacy will give her feedback on it in a minute. I cannot stress enough how good this was. Everything from the dessert to the salad to the main course. Oh, Delta. This one's good. We've had some bad ones recently with like the breakfast options and stuff. This one, amazing. We're coming up over Albuquerque and Flagstaff. So we're starting to get in the desert area. Not a cloud in sight though. It's crazy to leave all that clouds and all that hurricane behind us. And now there's not a cloud in sight. It's a pretty day. So what'd you think?
I thought it was actually really good. There was a chicken salad they had last year that it kind of reminded me of, but I think with all the pickled onions and like the way that they had the chicken, there was like very little lettuce, so I think it was actually made to be like an actual chicken salad. And then they had the crackers, and the crackers were good. And the potato salad was also really good. But honestly, the best part was that cheesecake. The cheesecake was, I would eat that again.
I agree. The cheesecake was amazing. Yeah. I think overall my meal was great too. Be interesting to see which one you think was better.
I don't know. They were both even contenders, honestly. We haven't flown a lunch flight in a long time. We've mostly been getting breakfast, or like our last night flight was a red eye, so we didn't have a meal. So, and the breakfast was fun.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier too. Do you think it's better than the rib one that we've had? The beef rib?
I would say
Okay.
it's there. They're top contenders.
Okay. Well, we've got an hour and a half left of the flight. We'll be in LAX before we know it. Currently, we're going between Phoenix and Las Vegas. I miss Vegas. I say this every time we fly over. It was a great city to live in. We've got about an hour left of our flight. Macy's doing some TikTokers. We're just kind of enjoying the views. That's the desert. Got an hour left, and here's our first round of snacks. Yeah, it's nice that they're all tasty.
Check your seat pockets that are on your seats.
Almost
For
there.
any items you'd like to discard.
About 15 minutes out, you can definitely see the stark contrast. It's almost noon right now. Look at the skies, they're nice and clear. In comparison to Atlanta where we left, where it was just clouds and rain. I definitely love the weather in California. It's probably one of the best places we've ever visited. Starting that descent. Well, we've started the descent, but we're almost there. Look at all those houses. It's crazy how packed LA is when it comes to capacity of people and just closeness of everybody. Final pass, going down. Look at all those cars. Oh, now we're at the airport. Look at our journey before the screen goes blank. Oh, we've made it all the way across the US one more time. We've made it to LAX. It's a very kind of like modern airport for sure. It's bright, it's pretty wide open, good spacing. It's got a lot better seating than Atlanta does though, that's for sure. All right, we got our 2 suitcases. We had to actually go over here to the oversized baggage claim to pick them up because it arrived before we did.
Sure did.
There it is, looks pretty good. Now to the rental car place.
Yep.
Now we gotta catch the fancy bus, y'all. So we're right in here, there's the Disneyland Express down there. Hertz is over here. We're just waiting for our rental bus to come. It takes a while, y'all. It really does. Just saw them play some bus Tetris, that was fun.
Between the bodies.
Between the bus.
Between the bodies.
Yeah, well, we got on. Now I got about a 30-minute ride, 45-minute ride to the rental car. It's gonna be our ride for the week, we think. This is actually the same exact car we had in Tampa in one of our last videos, so check that down in the show notes below. It was nice, it's an EV and a gas, which I think opens up some opportunities here. Really a stark contrast from this morning. I said a little bit on the plane, but here it is again. We traded fog for schmog. You can see it in the distance. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but it's definitely there in the distance.
And there's lovely LAX that we have left.
Yeah, there's LAX over there. It's kind of crazy how far the rental place is actually from LAX. It's not a bad ride or anything, but it can be chaotic. When they came to pick us up, it was kind of crazy how the buses kind of fit in there like Tetris cubes.
Yeah.
And he was like honking, trying to get the one person to move, and the one person would try to go forward, and then the Avis one was cutting him off, trying to get over. So then they had to decide who goes first, and the one backed up to let the other one have space, and then he pulled out, and then ours pulled in. It's just like, man, that's some crazy Tetris with buses.
Yeah, you gotta be ballsy to drive a bus.
Oh my gosh, yes. And he cut it close a few times. People had to jump back on the curb, which they should have been on the curb in the first place. So no judgment to the driver there. It's just they had to jump back on the curb so he didn't hit them. That was kind of funny. But yeah, so you were saying about the food, some of the best you've had?
Honestly, that was some of the best flight food I've had in a long time.
Agree. 100% agree. It was really, really good.
The cheesecake was just, oh my god.
And you said that was a banana
pudding cheesecake.
Banana pudding cheesecake. I tasted a little bit of cinnamon in there. I said tiramisu on the plane. I was wrong. It's banana pudding cheesecake. That cheesecake was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I actually said it on the flight. You gonna let me over? You gonna cut me off? But the chicken salad that I had was actually, when I first looked at it, I thought, oh, it's like a salad with chicken on it. But no, like with the dressing and with all the things that were mixed in, like once you really got it mixed, there really wasn't any lettuce. I think there was just a little bit of lettuce in there.
In about 15 miles,
But
keep left
majority
onto
of it
I-605 north.
was like an actual like salad that you kind of blended all the ingredients together and ate on crackers. Now that could have been my own interpretation of what was given to me, but I think that's what it was. And
It did look more like a salad than it did like a chicken salad. When I think of chicken salad, I think of like mayonnaise based and
Yeah.
kind of like the potato salad. It's more kind of like that you had. And this was more kind of like salad based. It was good though. The potato salad that you got was really, really
it
good
was
too.
like a dill.
Oh gosh.
It's like a dill egg potato salad.
With capers in it. I mean, it was so good.
So, if you are given the same options for our next flight home, what would you order?
I don't know. I might do the chicken salad. I might do the chicken salad just to try it and try the whole thing.
I would try the open face sandwich, I think.
But I feel like you can't go wrong with either. So whichever one you picked out of those two, they're really going to be good.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 Delta. I will give you that. Now, our flight attendant absolutely had an attitude problem. I don't know if we offended her or if she just started her day offended. But we were in row 5, so we were in the last row of first class. We've said this before in previous videos, but sometimes when we're in the last row of first class, they don't care about us because we're all the way in the 5th row. But we've had other flights where we've been in the last row and it's been perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So I don't know that that's truly a gauge of how you're going to be treated, but sometimes it genuinely does feel that way. And the people in front of us definitely gave her a hard time. The people in front of them definitely gave her a hard time.
Oh my gosh, yes. The people in front of them wanted a snack box, and the snack box was taking too long. So then she asked if they just wanted some snacks, and they're like, oh, no, we'll get some snacks. She brought the snacks out. We don't want the snacks. So then they've ended up ordering one of the food choices. She was really nice to them. The guys in front of us, I mean, he just kept sitting down in his chair like it was like a wrecking ball.
Throw his whole body weight into the chair.
And the guy couldn't have weighed 80 pounds, and he was almost destroying the chair every time he sat down for some reason.
I don't know if he was trying to break it.
And then he would order water, and the attendant would go and get him water and bring it back. He's like, I need lime in this. And it was like, how rude can you be? And then as soon as they walked away, he rolled his eyes and he's like, can you believe it? And it's like, you just asked for water. They brought you water. I mean, like, that's the kind of like interaction she was getting from them the entire time. He kept ringing the call light. I had never seen somebody ring it. He rang it probably about 6 times.
From what?
He probably rang it about like 6 times.
Yeah.
So interesting interactions, interesting flight. And again, the flight attendant just didn't care about us for some reason. I don't know what we did to her.
No, and then on the right side of the plane, there was Drunkie 1 and Drunkie 2, and they were in front of me before I got on the flight, and they were behind Gary because we were kind of sandwiched. There was so much between us.
They were talking about how intoxicated they were when they got on the flight.
Yeah, and then they were talking about how much more intoxicated they were going to be by the time they landed.
Yeah.
And there was about an hour left in the flight. I don't know what they spilled on each other, but they spilled. And they had to go get towels and napkins from the flight attendant, and I was just like, okay, y'all clearly should have been cut off a long time ago. And Delta does have a general, like, strict policy about being intoxicated and being too intoxicated to fly. So I'm actually quite surprised that they just let him go under the radar. I don't know. I don't know if it was because it was first class. I don't know. But
Doesn't matter. It's not a problem. But yeah, they were definitely intoxicated for sure.
it was a rowdy first class group.
And it's kind of weird because it was like, are we going to make it out of the hurricane? And then when we did, it was like, now we're just with these crazy people. Like,
Yeah.
it's probably the craziest cabin that we've been in. Just
Ever.
from the personalities. Yeah, ever.
Usually most people in first class are like chill, and they'll try to like beat you to get out of the seat so they can get off the plane first, and they'll try to beat you to get on the plane. Like they'll do both.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're usually chill, nice people. I did not think any one of these assholes were nice. The old lady sitting across from us, she was kind of bitchy.
Yeah, she was like, can you take my luggage out so that she could get in front? And as she's like trying to squeeze in front of Nacy, she's like, can you take my luggage out? And Nacy's like, you can wait till my husband gets out. And then she starts trying to pull it out again. It was like, what is wrong with you?
I don't want to hit you. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I need to be in front of you.
Also, my seatbelt hardcore smells like men's cologne, and it's a little ugh.
Okay. So we've made it to LA. We're heading to Nacy pick up some work stuff, and then we're gonna go to the hotel. Made it to Nacy's office. She's grabbing her supplies and stuff. She's doing all that stuff, so we should be here probably about an hour. And then she'll come back out. Then we'll head to the hotel. Pretty good drive. It was a little busy on the roads here, which is kind of interesting. It's a Thursday, and it's kind of the middle of the day, so it's interesting. But by the time she gets out, it will be rush hour, so it's gonna be probably pretty bad traffic trying to get across town. We also have to figure out something to eat, and whether we're gonna do like a DoorDash order or whether we're gonna do Instacart or something like that before we go. Who knows? But we've got that to get done, and then probably gonna go check out a little bit of the Santa Clarita area when she gets back. Made it to the hotel room. Got a similar one last time. We do have a different view. Probably show you that when we're checking out. Definitely subscribe to see that, but here's the room. Nacy's gonna place an Instacart order, figure out what we're gonna eat for dinner, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, that concludes our travel day.
Yeah, so we made it to the Santa Clarita area. So we're actually on our next adventure. We are over at the William S. Hart Regional Park and Museum. So if you guys want to see that video, make sure you're on the lookout for it.
Yeah, it was like a famous, no
Western.
talk. Yeah, no talk movie experience, black and white.
Silent movies.
Silent movie era. He was definitely the star in the 1920s.
And he contributed a lot to Santa Clarita.
So today was a good day. We outran the hurricane. We got to be honest, we started the day worried that we weren't going to make it, honestly. And we did. And it wasn't very bumpy at all. I don't know why they said the first hour was going to be bad. We had like 2 shakes, and that was it. And that was like the entire time. There was like 2 shakes. Mm-hmm. Wasn't bad at all. Our flight attendant wasn't the nicest. Nope. The flight crew was okay beyond her, though. And the flight was a good flight.
Yeah. And we had actually one of the best meals we've ever had on a plane.
Yeah, it was definitely up there as one of the best. And then we got to the hotel and we had burgers, and that night, and those burgers were banging too. They're from like some local pub. Really good burgers too. So good day of food yesterday.
So if you guys like this kind of content, make sure you give it a thumbs up.
Hit that subscribe button.
And make sure you ring that notification bell so you get notified when we do at least 3 videos a week.
And we'll come and get you all for the next one.
Ain't that the truth, baby Ruth?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.